Have you ever dealt with an injury that completely knocked you off your game? That made you question who you are and what you're capable of? If so, I feel you. I've been there. But here's the thing. What if those injuries, as brutal as they are actually the best things to ever happen to you? Sound far-fetched? Well, stay with me because I'm about to drop some truth bombs that just might change the way you think about getting hurt. So a little bit about me. My name is Shane, and I'm a corrective exercise specialist, strength coach, flexibility coach, and former chronic pain sufferer. But the key word in that sentence is former. Since overcoming my various pains and injuries, I've helped a ton of people, from weekend warriors to celebrities to Olympic athletes, bounce back from injuries and do things they never thought possible. But I'm not just some guru spouting off theories. I've lived this stuff. A while back, I got hit with FAI, that's femoral acetabular impingement for those who don't speak doctor. Basically, my hip was a mess. The docs were telling me I needed to go under the knife and that my days of heavy squats, running, and playing sports were over. But I was like, no, that's not happening. I made a decision right then and there to heal myself, to find a way to not just recover, but to come back stronger. And let me tell you, it was a journey. Along the way, I uncovered some incredible gifts that injury can bring, and I want to share those with you today because I think they just might change your life like they did mine. All right, let's dive in. The first big gift that injury gives you is this: awareness. And I'm not talking about some woo-woo third eye stuff. I'm talking about real increased physical body awareness. What most people who haven't had as many injuries as I have don't realize is pain heightens your awareness, and that's good. For example, before I fractured my left big toe, I never paid any attention to my foot pressure while running, lifting, or playing sports. But foot pressure matters a lot. When you lift weights, do plyometrics, or any other athletic activity, your foot is your connection with the ground. And anything that happens upstream of the foot depends on how smart, strong, and stable the foot is. So after fracturing my big toe, I started to become hyper aware of my feet because I had to. The pain forced me to. This was a blessing in disguise that made me a much better, more attuned athlete. Gift number 2, the benefits of training smarter. Injury forces you to train smarter. Look, I get it. When you're in the gym, when you're in the zone, it's easy to keep pounding away to try to push through the pain. But when you're hurt, you really shouldn't do that. You have to get creative to train around the injury. You have to find new ways to challenge your body to keep making progress. And that's a gift because it opens up a whole new world of training possibilities. For example, when I was battling my FAI/hip impingement, I couldn't do any of the typical big lifts anymore, like snatching, cleaning, squatting, deadlifting, or practically anything else in the gym. Blessing was I learned how to train around my hip impingement and still get stronger without irritating my hip. I talk about this in depth in this video, but the Cliff Notes version is you will become a much smarter athlete when you get hurt because you have to. Ultimately, you will be a healthier lifelong athlete precisely because you got injured, learned from your mistakes, and came back with better training. Other people who haven't suffered injuries might make it a long time before they first get hurt. But when they inevitably do, they'll get completely knocked out of the game, sometimes for life. For example, how many people do you know who say things like, "Oh yeah, I used to lift, but I got this bad back or this bum knee"? Often, these people didn't get the gift of early injury, so they don't learn the lessons, and their first injuries are also their last because they give up after that. But not you. You've had a laundry list of injuries. So be thankful. You're going to be a wiser lifter or exerciser because of it. Gift number 3 is gratitude and perspective. I've been talking a lot about injuries bringing gifts like training smarter, but it's not just about the physical stuff. Injury also has a way of putting things in perspective mentally, and that's the next gift, gratitude. When you're laid up, when you can't do the things you love, you start to realize just how much you took for granted. And then you start to appreciate it more. For me, I never even thought much about my physical body until my world collapsed in 2011 when I received my FAI diagnosis. Before that, I just used my body however I wanted. But since getting multiple injuries, battling back and overcoming all those injuries and asymmetries, my gratitude for this old body is way, way higher. So be thankful. These injuries are giving you positive perspectives and appreciation. Gift number 4 is developing mental toughness. Gratitude is cool and all, but the gifts don't stop there. Injury also forges mental toughness. And let's be real, this is a big one, because the road to recovery, it's not smooth. It's long, it's rocky, and it's filled with potholes the size of the Grand Canyon. And to hike this canyon, you better be tough. Injuries make this inevitable. So suck it up, Buttercup. If David Goggins can run ultra marathons on broken legs, you can use your hip, back, and knee pain to build a stronger, more resilient you.
Stay hard!
Gift number 5 is the ability to help others. This is the final gift and the one that I think might be the most important of all. Injury gives you the ability to help others. There's a saying which is, you cannot give that which you do not have. And if you haven't been injured a ton, like this guy, then you flat out don't have this wisdom of experience. So if you're watching this and you're dealing with an injury, whether it's FAI or something else entirely, be thankful. You are developing the wisdom of experience, and that will make you stronger and more capable of helping others than someone who hasn't lived it. For example, imagine you were 100 pounds overweight and wanted to lose the pounds. Who would you want as a trainer? Someone who's already lost 100 pounds and could tell you how to do it? Or someone who's read all the books about it, but has always been naturally skinny themselves? Obviously, we want the person who's lived it. The one who has the wisdom of experience is 10 times better at helping you than the guy who's just read all the books. This relates to another area of life that I'm personally passionate about, meditation. In the Buddha's teachings on meditation, the Buddha calls this experiential wisdom, bhavana mayapanya. He says it is this direct knowing that ultimately leads to liberation from suffering. Similarly, you directly knowing how to heal from injuries will be one of the greatest gifts you ever receive. And it will help you help others, so you can be a gift to the world. I want you to know that you're not alone in this journey out of pain. And I want you to know that there's hope. So learn the gifts of injury faster so you can recover quicker. That's why we created the Hip Fix program and our VIP mentorship program to help you go from broken to bulletproof much more rapidly. These programs distill my 14 years of experience into clear, valuable lessons you can study, implement, and turn into your own experiential wisdom. So keep going, keep healing, keep growing, and keep uncovering the gifts that are waiting for you on the other side. If this message resonates with you, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Your support helps others find their path to recovery and reminds them they're not alone on their journey. Thanks for watching, and as always, please remember, you're just one step away from building or rebuilding your perfect body. Well, stay with me because I'm about